should probably make some notes on this before I go. Nah, we're just gonna head first. Take it on. Take it on the world, guys. Take it on the world. Good morning, everybody. So today's video is going to be a video on how I personally accomplish my goals and how I stay on track with a bunch of the things that I want to stay on track with. So if you're new here, my name is Miranda and I'm so glad to have you here. Click that subscribe button if you want to stick around. I do a lot of videos based on lifestyle, wheelchair, beauty. I'm going to be doing some DIYs this month. So yeah, stick around if you're interested in some of that stuff because it's some stuff that I've absolutely loved lately. So like I said, this video is going to be kind of a, I don't want to say rambly because it's not going to be very rambly, but there are going to be a lot of motivational things that hopefully will help you stay motivated in your recovery and in your journey through life. So without further ado, let's just get right into the video, guys. Quick disclaimer, I didn't put makeup on, so I'm sure you already could tell, but just wanted to let you know, and it might not happen today. It just might not happen, so it is what it is. Alright, peace. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys, so tip number one for me to stay motivated is finding songs that really pump up my energy and get me going through the day. Songs, whether I work out to them or I play them in the morning while I'm getting ready. So, I mean, finding that song that does everything for you and it boosts your confidence and it makes you feel like a rock star is like one of the biggest steps in recovery, I think. Well, not even recovery, just mentally, because if you go into a world thinking you can conquer the world, you will conquer the world. So that being said, I will share some of my favorite songs with you. Right now, I have been dying over I Can Fly by Chainsmokers and Meghan Trainor's If I Were You, or the If I Were You, I'd Wanna Be Me too, that one. So those are just some of my absolute favorites. I have whole playlists. I will leave a list down below of some of my favorites, and maybe you can look them up and maybe they can be one of your favorites too. So that would be my first tip. My second tip is to find something that relieves your stress. And by this, I mean whether it be working out, whether it be coloring, whether it be reading, whether it be something that really just makes you forget about everything, something that makes you feel like you and that you are in control of everything in your life. My favorite thing is I go and I roll. Pretty much, I get in my chair and I roll. And I don't stop until I feel like I don't have anything else to worry about. Sometimes I'll cry while I'm rolling. Sometimes I will be jamming out, singing at the top of my lungs, and the people that are around me are like, wow, this woman is crazy. But if it makes me feel good, I'm going to keep doing it. And if it takes the stress off of me, I'm definitely going to keep doing it. Because you and I both know that being in a situation like this comes with a lot of stress, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So that being said, that is my thirdly and most importantly to me is finding somebody that you can confide in. And you can tell them all your problems and you trust them and you know that they're going to be there for you. Like, personally, my stepmom and my dad are really, really, really good friends of mine. Like, I love talking to them. I love being around them. I know that can be different for some people. Some people might not have a great relationship with their parents, but you need to find somebody that you can confide in and you can tell them if you're stressed or if you're upset, and you can talk to them and say, hey, this is what's going on, I don't want to do. But I suggest finding somebody that's not just going to listen, that's going to give you a bit of helpful advice, whether it's what you want to hear or not. And I'd also definitely recommend, if there is a lot of mental stress, going and finding a professional to talk to. People always put this huge, like, how do you stereotype, I guess is what you would say, about psychiatrists, but in reality they are a lot of help. It's definitely not like what you see in the movies. I actually go see a psychiatrist, and she is one of my best friends now. I can email her throughout the day and say, hey, this is what's going on. What do you suggest me do for this? Or how should I be reacting to this? How should I change my mentality about some of these things? And it really, really helps that she's a professional in it. And like, that's just, it's one of those things that if you find somebody, sometimes keeping all of these emotions in will do more damage than crying and letting them go. So let yourself go. If you're feeling upset, be in that moment, but don't let it control you, and don't let it control the rest of your week. Don't make it make your day. That's one of the most important things, is not letting these emotions control you. And I can say overall, there's quite a bit of emotion being in a wheelchair. For me personally, it was kind of a wake-up call. I learned who my real friends are. I learned who really has my back. I learned that I can do a lot more than I thought I could do. At this point in my life, I am further along now, even after my injury, than I think I would have been before my injury. So that's something to really consider. But yeah, I think that's gonna be tip number 4. And I kind of touched on this in tip number 3, but don't hide your emotions. You really need, this is gonna sound hippie AF, but you really need to be in touch with your emotions. Like I said, if you feel like crying, cry it out. It's okay to cry. If you feel like beating the absolute shit out of somebody, I'm not suggesting that you do that, but find something that can replace that. Like, at one point, I was really, really upset, and I was angry, and I didn't know how to handle it. So my stepmom took me outside, and she gave me a glass plate, and I shattered it on the ground, and it felt so good to be able to do that, because it felt like I was really releasing all of that anger and all of that tension, and I could just sit there, and I could take a deep breath and be like, okay, that felt so good. How do I explain this? Being one with your emotions is going to help a lot, because you're going to know how you feel. You're going to know how to handle that, and it takes a lot of practice. Like, I was never a crier before my accident. After my accident, if you look at me cross-eyed, I'm going to cry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what, like, changed in me, but that's just what I do now. So even if I'm angry, I cry, and it releases everything, and I can cry, I can wipe my tears, and I can move on. And that is one of the biggest tips that I could give y'all, is to not sit in your emotions, but give your emotions the respect that they deserve and feel them. Just do not let them have control of your life, because if you start letting sadness and depression control your life, it is an endless tunnel, pretty much. You see it, and you think you see that light at the end of the tunnel, and there is just no way that you can get there. So that is one of my biggest tips, is definitely be in touch with your emotions, but do not let them run your life. My 5th and final tip is to come up with an inspiration board. This could be anything that has your goals on it, what you want in life, what you want in your recovery, anything. I would suggest every single week, every single day, setting a goal for yourself that you can meet, setting a physical goal, setting an emotional goal, setting a spiritual goal, whatever it might be. Set a goal and do everything that you can to accomplish that goal, because when you do accomplish that goal, you're going to feel like a rock star. I know I've said that already, but that is exactly how you're going to feel. You're going to feel so confident and feel like, I can take on the world, and you can take on the world. You just got to do it one step at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day, is what my dad tells me all the time. He says, Rome wasn't built in a day. And it actually sits very well with me, because I'm like, you know what? Every little step and every little progress, whatever it might be, is leading up to the big picture. There is so much that you have to do to get to that point. You know what I mean? So, like I was saying, make an inspiration board. Put quotes on there that you love. Put inspirational sayings. Put, I don't know, if it's a picture that really inspires you, or a person, or a book, or whatever it might be. Song lyrics. Anything. If you are inspired by the color pink, make a pink board. That's as best as I can describe it. Is if it makes you feel powerful and it makes you feel like you can conquer the world, you need to see that every single day, because every single day you see that, you're going to be motivated enough to say, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this. I don't care how bad it hurts, how bad or how long it takes. You're going to get up and do it, because you're going to know that you can accomplish that goal. That being said, I hope this video resides with you and motivates you to become more in touch with your feelings, in touch with yourself. I hope it encourages you to get up and get moving and make this life, how do I say this? Make this life the best life. If you have complete control over yourself, you can't control what others do. You can't control what others say. And you can't control who is there and who is not there for you. But you always have yourself. And as long as you are of sound mind and you are in touch with all of these things, you are going to be able to make the best decisions for your life. And whether it be a job or, I don't know, a relationship, you're going to be able to know what you can handle and what you can't handle. So that being said, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it sat well with you. If you want to see more tips and tricks on how I personally keep myself motivated and keep myself intact and all together, please comment down below and let me know. That being said, hold on, another little side note here. That being said, just because you are doing these things does not mean that your life is all together. Life being together is kind of a dream. Nobody's life is all together. The person standing next to you might be dealing with something completely different than what you're dealing with, but they know that, how do I say this? I don't know how to say this. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. So when somebody comes to you with an issue, be willing and open to talk with them about it. Don't be like, oh, well, my issue is way bigger than yours and you need to help me before I help you. No, you are going to get so much joy and fulfillment out of helping other people too, that might be something that helps distract you from the now, if that makes any sense. Like, if you're having a really rough time with where you are right now, then helping somebody else is going to give you that sense of pleasure that you're like, okay, that made me feel good. And even though it wasn't doing something for myself, I still feel really, really good about it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't rambly too much. I get off on these little spews and it's hard to stop me. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see y'all in my next video. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.